Hi guys, this is Willie Crawford, and I'm joined today by my friend Diane Walker. We're going to be sharing with you how I personally grow my business, and basically just in the course of my day-to-day living, I'm building a nice residual income that hopefully will allow me to somehow retire next year and live a very comfortable, stress-free lifestyle. I have multiple streams of income, so this is just one, but I hope it'll be hopefully it'll be more than the average person earns in a full-time job. So I can't complain. That I also have a military pension. I have Social Security. I have a bunch of other stuff coming in. So life is fairly easy for me anyway. But Diane and I both take frequent cruises. We visit family and friends often. So I invited her to the call to help share what we're both doing. I could have done the call by myself. I know the system, but it's more fun with two presenters. That way you're not just looking at my face all the time. Diane, thanks for taking the time to join us.
You're welcome. It was fun. And it's interesting learning all of this. I don't have Zoom. I use GoToWebinar, so I don't know anything about Zoom. And it looks interesting.
Similar to GoToWebinar that will let me live stream too. And it's like much cheaper than GoTo. It's like $40 a month, $47 a month. So, but
yeah,
when people get on that system, if they're not used to it, it confuses or it feels clunky to them. So that's why I use this one. Anyway, let me share with our listeners how I personally grow my business. I'm building real long-term connections. People basically buy from those they know, like, and trust. And, it's like, your next door neighbor or someone you're talking to over a fence, and they're just sharing with you things that they do every day. And that's how I build my business. And all marketers understand building a know, like, trust factor, because people don't really buy from companies. They buy from employees within the company. They don't really buy from, even online businesses. They buy from people behind the businesses that they know, like, and trust. So I noticed that many people are uncomfortable selling, even though we sell all day. Whether it's children selling you or letting them go to bed later or whatever, we're always selling. But most people don't feel very comfortable selling. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you really is the art of selling without selling. And that's what I'm going to have Diane demonstrate for you shortly. I make a lot of my bigger ticket sales, and I make sales up to like $10,000, routinely. But I make it by simply building connections daily. I take long walks every morning and every afternoon too, or evening. As I walk to my neighborhood, I'll ask neighbors that I notice have businesses. They have, trucks parked in the yard and things like that have the business signs on them. I ask them what they do, and I sometimes take pictures with them. We'll get into that later. And I ask them for their business card. And I also, with just regular people out walking their dogs, I stop and I talk to them. And I take pictures with them and their dogs too. So I'm very comfortable dealing with ordinary people. And I just take a lot of pictures. I'm active also locally. I go to local business group meetings like the Kiwanis. So I remember the local Kiwanis Club. I remember my local Chamber of Commerce. So I take part in their meetings. City Hall has meetings where people just discuss issues related to our city. I go to those. And in all those meetings, I get to meet people. I interact with them. And I say, what do you do? And I find out what they do. And I say, let's stay in touch. And that's what I do. So I build these real connections. And when I tell them what I do, a lot of them say, oh, really, And they say, well, let's tell me more. Or they'll offer to buy me coffee or dinner or something because they want to discuss their business with me. And in the course of those discussions, I often gain new clients. And I do a lot of internet marketing, search engine optimization, social media type stuff, but I don't do it personally. I get them to hire me to manage their accounts, and then I turn it over to someone who's a lot better at it than I am, and I pay them really a small percentage of what I collect. So I'm the middleman, but I'm the one they pay, and then I oversee the quality of the work that they do. And one of my friends, Maria Bedelis, calls that talent arbitrage. You don't do the work, you get someone else to do it for you. You mark the price up, and then you keep the difference. So I do that a lot. I also make a point of staying in touch with old friends, family members, relatives, college classmates, high school classmates, even my old teachers from high school and college. I stay in touch with our old military, but many of them are friends on Facebook. And so in all these relationships, I use one central tool, which is like an online contact manager. So I always have my address book with me as long as I have internet access. I can just log in and I have their addresses, their phone numbers, their emails handy. But I also use it just to reach out and touch them, and I do that routinely. And the system I use for that, I'm going to ask Diane, who was the first person to show me this tool way back in 2004. I'm going to ask her to do a screen share and show it to you now. And I'm basically going to monitor the questions box, but Diane can see the questions too. And but I can answer while she's talking if necessary. And I'll just listen. I'll turn it over to you, Diane. So across the bottom of your screen, you have the screen share button in the middle, that green one.
Yes.
That's where you show your
Share screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how easy it is to send a real greeting card to someone, family, business associates. And I'm going to go ahead and send a card to Willie. You see this count here, right over here, you'll see the little catalog sign. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to come up with all the cards below. And I have my favorite cards here, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to send you this card right here, Willie. And I'm going to click on Customize. When I click on Customize, I have the option to send a flat card, a postcard, a 2-panel card, a 3-panel card, which is a triple card, or a giant size card. I can pick a standard card, satin or pearl finish for an additional upgrade charge. All I have to do is select the one. By default, it's a 2-panel standard card. I'm going to click the next. It's going to open up and show me the front of my card. And then right here, it has a little arrow, and down here it says next. You could either hit either one and your card will open up. Has a little message at the bottom. And then right here, I'm going to click on this little camera. The camera takes me over here, where I can pick the layout for the top of the card, or I can just leave it blank if I wanted. But I'm going to go here, going to make it a picture, and I'm going to click here, and I uploaded Willie's picture. I did that. So one click, and I have his picture in there. I can zoom in on it. I can zoom out. You can kind of make it bigger or smaller. And down here, I'm going to type a message. And over here, you'll see this is the size of the font. Over here, we have hundreds of fonts to choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this little Easter Buns font. And it changes the name, so I know which one I have. Down here, I can select the color of the font. Now, this green color kind of will match that right there, so I can type in green. But if I didn't like any of these colors, I could easily click on more colors, and I could select from here. So I'm going to keep the green. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to put Willie's first name in, but I don't even have to remember who I'm sending the card to. I put first name in. It's going to pick up the name from the database and put his name in there. I'm going to put, "You are a rock star." And now the system has my signature in here, because you can send your signatures in and put your signatures. I click on here, and it's going to put my signature. Click next. Now I'm going to click next. This is the back of the card. When you go to the store and you buy a card, in the back it has their branding on it. I can pick any branding I want, and I have many layouts made over here of different things that I put on the back of the card with my information on the back of a card instead of the stores. So I can send anything I want. I could even send a card of my dog. So these are all backs that I've made, and you can make your own backs. I'm just going to put this little verse on here in the back of the card because Willie knows me. And then I'm going to click next. And here it's going to show me, this is my card that I'm sending out. Here's Willie's picture. And I can edit it at this point and change it. Now I got to select his name. So I'm going to click on Add Recipients. And it's going to look here. I'm going to click up. I'm going to just put his name in here. And here's Willie's name and address. So I click Done. And then it shows me who it's going to. and it has his address in there already. And then I click ready to send, and it shows you right here. I have the 90, I don't have the 147 account, but we have 4 type accounts. I'll tell you about them in a little bit. But because I have that, my card and my shipping is free. I can send as many heartfelt cards, single cards to a person one by one, and my card is free. It says, congratulations, I've made the world a better place. That's how easy it is to send a card. And you also, if you prefer and you have an iPhone or Android device, you can download an app and you'd be able to send the card from the app. You could get Willie to send you a link to the app, and you can send the card right from your phone, and you can set up an account. So that's as simple as it is. And this is my account up here. My account tab tells me all my notifications of birthdays, and so I can see if I need to send a card to somebody. It'll also show me my card history, which is really nice, because I can check on that card I just sent Willie, and I can type in his name. It'll look up card history, and it'll tell me all the cards that I sent to Willie. So here's the one I just sent, and you'll see the little circle there. That means it's pending because I just put it in the system. It'll be processed tonight. It'll go out to him tomorrow. So Willie, you didn't even know. Here's all the cards I've sent you over the years.
Wow.
So you can see a history of everybody that you've ever sent a card to. So if you have a business, it's really helpful. I had an eye doctor that I went to, and she sends cards. She puts down and hand writes them, and her business has grown. I was in there, and she said to me, "Oh, I can't remember now. I can't keep up with how many cards I've sent." And I said, "You need my system." And I showed her, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, where do I get this?" So, it's really helpful because you'll be able to keep in touch with your clients over the years. My account has every card I've ever sent back to 2004. And the other thing is, here's your relationship manager. So I had just typed in Willie, so his name is there, but I can search the relationship. I can click up here and search by different ways. I can search everybody that has a birthday anniversary. I can look for their contacts, you search that, and you can find them right on the spot. So basically, that's the system in a nutshell. And Willie, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
There's somebody that came up that said Robert. Okay.
Yep. Robert just doing a show that
Hi, Robert.
Gallery view.
Ah, cool. Okay. So that's basically how easy it is to send a card. And Willie, do you have any questions that you want me to answer?
No, I want to point out to people that these are real greeting cards sent by first-class mail anywhere in the world. They're not e-cards. They're printed on a very high-quality stock that you'd probably pay $3 to $5 for in a card shop. And you can personalize them as much as you want, really, depending on the account that you have. What you do is you get a subscription that I'll ask Diane to explain to you shortly. And your subscriptions range in price, though, from free up to $147. That's a monthly subscription. So if you find yourself just sending a few cards a month, then you could probably do with a free account. But I send 3 to 10 cards a day. I make a point of doing that. It's like I wake up in the morning and I think, who's thinking I make a little brighter just by reaching out and saying, "Hey, I was thinking about you," and they're popping in my mind. And what Diane showed you was she has all these contacts in her contact manager. And so she could just pull them up without typing their address in, and just send the card. So from her phone, she can probably send the cards in about 2 minutes because she's very proficient at it. It takes me probably 3 to 5 minutes. So that's pretty fast. And again, these cards are comparable to cards you pay $3 to $5 for at a card shop. You can go someplace like Walmart where they'll take your pictures and print a card, and they'll charge you probably about $4 or $5 for it. And here, I pay less than $1. Well, I send cards and pay less than $1 per card because I send so many, and I have a subscription that allows that.
Yeah. Would you like me to show the pricing?
Yes, please show them that too.
These are the pricing accounts that we have. This free basic account that Willie was talking about, that's for somebody maybe sends a couple of cards a month. It's only $2.75 a card. If you happen to send out a group of 20 or more, it's $2.25. Say you have a wedding invitation or a shower you're inviting somebody to, you can make the card and send it to 20 people with one click. You're paying full retail for the cards. If you put pictures on the cards in this category, it's $1 extra, the photo drop. But the account is free, so there's no reason why everybody in the world couldn't have a free account and have it on hand instead of running to the store and the post office. And I know before I had the system, I used to send cards to all my clients because it's a great way to keep in touch instead of advertising that comes in the mail. You get all this junk, you throw it away, you don't even look at it. But a real card with a heartfelt message to somebody and with their picture on it, they're going to end up keeping it. And you have your branding on the back. So it's a no-brainer to me. But then you can get the full system and you get a discount at the $17 a month account. It's $2.25 a card and $2 for a group of 20. But you get a 15% discount on gifts. You don't have to pay the $1 extra for cards. You get enhanced storage and you get the ability to send campaigns. And a campaign is a card that you make and put into a campaign that you can send it out once or 100 times. At Christmas time, you can make a campaign and send it to 1,000 people if you want. One click, it's all out. Then one that Willie was talking about that he has, the $97 a month account, you can send unlimited single heartfelt cards to one person. Like I just sent Willie that card personally. You can personalize it, send him a message, throw some pictures on. The card and the stamp are included in the $97 a month. If you send group sends or where you send to multiple people, then you pay $1.75 a card. So you get a whole $1 discount. You don't pay extra for cards. And if you decide to send gifts, you get a 30% discount on gifts. And you get premium storage. You also start getting loyalty rewards. And loyalty rewards are every month you renew your subscription, you get 10 loyalty rewards. So you can send 10 cards as a group. So I could send a group of 10 people a card. I would pay postage, but I would not pay for the card. And down here we have one more. This is the one that I have. So you can see it tells you which plan you have when you're on it. I can send unlimited single send cards, and I still can send 100 free cards every month as a group. So I can go in, if I'm really, really busy that month, I could go in and ask the system, show me everybody that has a birthday this month because I'm going to be out of town and I don't have time to do them singly. And it'll pull up the names and I can make a birthday card and send it to all of them. And it can be a personalized card because as when I did Willie's card, when you say insert first name, it's going to pull the name and merge the name into each card. So I can make one card, send it to 100 people. I just pay the postage on that. And then I get loyalty rewards as well on that and 30% discount on gifts. So if you have a business, I mean, that's basically your heartfelt card is the most powerful card that you can send instead of sending somebody a card where you send them a card and it's, hey, you want to buy this? Nobody wants to get a card like that. You want to send them a card. Hey, I was thinking of you. I hope everything's well with you. Send them a message, instead. And then use your group send cards for, holidays and things like that. Every month I use my group sends to send some of my top customers a card, some of my top team members a card. And I send a group send card. So those are the 4 packages to choose from. Willie can send you a link to any of them. And also he has the ability to let you try a card for free. If you go to his site, I think it's the card thingy, isn't it, Willie?
Yes, it's card thingy. And yeah. I posted that in the chat box too, but it's thecardthingy.com. And, I mentioned earlier that I take lots of pictures. I take lots of pictures with people because I follow up with them. If I go on a meeting, a business meeting, and I meet somebody, it's common to exchange business cards, but most people don't follow up. So you never really form a business relationship. You just go home and stick the cards in the back of a drawer. It's the same if you go to a conference or, something like that. But most people go home and stick the cards in the back of a drawer. I take a picture with the person, compose a card in my hotel room that very night, and send them a card. And by the time they get home, there's a card waiting for them in their mailbox that says, hey, let's keep in touch. And then I follow up with them. I just touch them, every so often, send them birthday cards or whatever. It's not really about selling. We don't have to sell. In fact, I get paid for showing people this system, but all I do is show it to people, and they watch a demonstration, and they ideally I would send you a card and let you see what they look like. First of all, let you see the quality of the card. I invite you to send a free card so you see what it feels like, how simple it is to send a card, and at that point I may contact you and ask, well, what you think of the system, and were you interested in one of the options? Those accounts with no obligations month to month, but there's also the opportunity to earn an income that's not for everybody. In fact, most people just want to come on as customers probably, and that's fine. And some people aren't interested at all, and that's fine. My job is just to show people the system, and it sells itself because everybody has an opportunity, I believe, at least 80 times a year when they should be sending out a card, congratulating somebody on a promotion or a new child or buying a house, or maybe a sympathy card. Like my mother died not too long ago, so I got sympathy cards, which was nice. It lets people know that you care about them. And again, it's about building relationships. It's not about, in your face selling. It's about just staying in touch with people. Diane and I probably both work with like realtors or dentists, people who just want to touch a car dealer. Car dealer sells somebody a car, and then he shouldn't just drop that person and just stop talking to him, like most car dealers do. Instead, he should send them a card once a month saying, hey, how's your car doing? Have you brought it in for servicing or whatever? And what he's really doing, though, is he's maintaining that top-of-mind awareness so that when that person talks to his neighbor who's thinking about buying a car, it's natural to recommend him to that person. In fact, a lot of businesses get almost 100%. Some of them, I've seen some get 100% of their business from referrals, and these are people like realtors, that earn commission when they sell a house, and they don't have to go out and do open houses or anything or prospect in any way. They just have people saying, hey, this is my realtor. I really worked with her. It was a great experience. I was very happy with the service and everything, and it's natural for people, those types of recommendations are the best advertising in the world. So again, I work with a lot of business owners, and I teach them, if you do things right, you don't need to, you don't have to go the traditional route of, advertising and spending money that may not even be working for you. You just have your customers recommend people. I talk to my dentist to do that, Just send a card, maybe a reminder saying, hey, it's time to come in for a cleaning, and, a thank you card right after the visit, first of all. And then it's time to come in for a cleaning and a birthday card and a Christmas card or whatever. And those work wonders, So my dentist, she probably has a waiting list right now. She's very good. I wouldn't recommend her if she wasn't. But I told her you don't need to spend a lot of money to keep busy. She's
stand out of the crowd. Stand out in the crowd and do something different. Our system lets you send gifts too. And when I go to a dentist or a doctor, anybody, especially if it's the first time, I send them a thank you card, and I send them a little box of caramels or some brownies or something, and they're blown away because nobody does that. So it makes you stand out in the crowd because you can send gifts as well with our system. So it's easy. I'm getting ready to go on a trip now for about a month, and I'll be on the road, and I don't know where we're going to stop or how long I'll be on the road because we're just going to stop as we go along. I have my phone with me. If somebody's birthday comes up or I meet somebody on the fly, I can meet them when I'm at a hotel or wherever I am and send them a card right from my phone before I forget, because I know a lot of times, I used to get cards before I had the system, and I would go and buy the card, and then I'd never get it in the mail because it didn't have a stamp, or I put it aside. It would sit on my desk for a while. When you have the system, you can take care of it right then. You met somebody, drop a card to them, takes you a minute on your phone, and you're done. So it really can drive your business. So I'm really thankful for the system. If there's anybody on the call that has any questions, let Willie send you a link, and click the link on the front of his site. It'll say send a card. and the card will come up. It'll say it's $275, but when you get to the end, just like the card I just sent him, it'll say free, because he can let you try a card for free. If you like it, you can set up an account. If you're not sure what account you want, you can just take the free account, send some cards, and then you can upgrade it. If you decide you like the system and you know other people that want to use it, you can upgrade your account for $59 a year. You can do this as a business on the side. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You get customers and people that want to share and refer others. They take a referral partner account where they can refer other people.
Who doesn't enjoy sending cards? You know, I go to like birthday parties, and my wife has a lot of friends. She's from the Philippines, and they have these parties, these elaborate parties where the party's really for the adults. All the food is for the adults. But we take lots of pictures of the kids and have everybody there and take pictures together. And I go back home and send those folks a card. Whoever hosted the party, I'll ask them if they have the first address. If I don't have it, and I'll send them a card saying, it was nice seeing you again. It's those types of touches that I use to expand my circle of contacts and build my organization and make money from this. But I enjoy it so much that for a long time I didn't even focus on the business side of it. I just use it for my own business, actually. Like I mentioned, I'd go on cruises or to conferences, take pictures with people, and then just send them a card, often right from the ship or from my hotel room. So it's a lot of fun.
It is. And I've gone on cruises too, and you can send cards home from wherever you are in the world. I just met a lady at the Chamber. She's going to take one of those around the world cruises for 180 days. And I said, I got to show you what I have. I don't usually try to sell this, but if you're going on that kind of cruise, you need this. And she said, what? And I showed her, she said, sign me up. Because where would you go when you're overseas someplace? You got to find a post office, and you got to figure international postage to send something home. When I was in Amsterdam, I took pictures and sent them home from right from the river cruise we were on. So it was a lot of fun because you can send them from any place in the world. And it makes life so much simpler, especially if you're in another country where you can't send cards home. And we went to Australia for a month, 1 year, and I wouldn't know where to go get a card to send home, but I took pictures of us with the things we saw, and then we sent them back to the kids and family members and team members, and then they could see the places too. So it's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, I use a system also, and often send cards rather than exchanging business cards. Again, I know people aren't usually going to follow it with me, so I just get their address, take a picture with them, and have a message on the inside saying something like, let's follow up what we talked about, perhaps. And on the outside, I'll have a picture of us together. And the thing about a 5x7 card is that it fits perfectly in a picture frame. And so many people will put that card in a picture frame and put it right on the mantle near their desk or whatever, on the bookshelf near their desk. So, because people don't throw away cards with pictures of them, they keep those pictures.
It was funny because I sent some pictures this week. I see pictures on Facebook. People post pictures of their family, their friends, everything going on in their life. And I saw somebody posted a picture. I guess their mother had died. And they posted a picture, I guess, from their phone. And I took that picture and I sent a sympathy card with the picture in it. And they called me and said, they were so excited. She said, I really didn't have a real picture of my mother. She didn't think of taking it to the CVS or something to get it off her phone. And so she was just so thrilled. She'd never throw the card away. So it's just really a lot of fun. It's something you can do to make the world a better place, I think. Because I just think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's part of what I'm about, what you're about too, Diane, it's about brightening someone's day. It's not about necessarily trying to be manipulative or salesy. It's just staying in touch with people. I mentioned I went to my mother's funeral not too long ago. I met probably 40 relatives, many of whom I hadn't seen in 30 to 40 years, and they changed actually. Many of them I grew up with, they had grown into their parents. I mean, child, I looked exactly like their parents. I remember them looking like, that was funny to me. And so I said, let's keep in touch, we've been out of touch for far too long. And so I've sent 30 to 40 cards out to those people, you know. It's actually just to reach out to them and say, maybe they send me a text message or something. I'm like, what's your address, your physical address? I want to send you something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's fun. But.
It is. It's just a great way to stay in touch. So I don't see any questions in the chat, though. Do you?
I can't see the chat right now. I don't know. Oh, do I stop sharing my screen or?
You can stop sharing your screen, but even sharing your screen, if you hover across the bottom of the screen.
No, I don't see Zoom at the bottom. I just see my screen. Let me see if I click on. Let me stop sharing the screen.
Stop sharing.
There it comes back.
And
okay, let me see. No, I don't. I see you. Okay. No, I don't. I don't see any more questions.
On the, next to share screen, there's the chat box, chat button.
Okay. Chat, yeah, I have that. Oh, more. Okay. No.
I put in the.
I see.
The group
you can
chat.
tell if I can do this, anybody can, because I don't even know anything about Zoom. Really invited me on.
I started using it about a month ago. I've done a number of calls, but there were usually just 2 people on the call, and so as you can see, I didn't set up the Zoom live stream perfectly because I wanted to stream it to my Facebook group. So what I'm doing actually is going to download the video and then upload that to several places so people can still get it and upload the video and ask questions. So it has the same effect because, you know, when you do a live stream, if you just did it on your timeline, you know, only the people who are watching your time or online at that time are going to see it and notice it, and then some of those won't even bother to check it out. But if you put it where it's someplace they can watch it over time, then they can post questions beneath, comments beneath, and you can, you know, go back and read those questions and comments and respond to them. So it's still very handy. Yeah. I don't see any more questions. I do encourage anybody and everybody watching this to test drive the system. Again, there's no cost or obligation. You can sign up for a free account, or you can, you know, get one of the higher capability accounts. And as I explained on my site, I gave the URL in the chat box, but it's thecardthingy.com. It's thecardthingy.com. And there you can find all the information, test drive the system for free, and all that stuff that Diane showed you. So I don't see any.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I don't see any either. Well, thank you for inviting me on, Willie. That was really fun.
It was a pleasure, and it's always good to have somebody who's given a lot more presentations than I have do it. So
I know the system, but I've been doing this since 2004, so it's been a while.
Yes. So I'll be in touch later.
Okay.
So we're not getting any questions. He said he doesn't have any questions. So do take the system for a test drive, and then if any questions do pop up, let me know, and I appreciate your thoughts in any event. You know, let me know what you thought of the system. You know, you can just send me a PM or post it beneath the video or whatever. Thanks, Diane, for taking your day to be here.
Bye-bye.
Bye.